When you hear the name Omar Khayyam, you probably think of wine, roses, living for the moment, right? But what if I told you that this 11th century Persian poet was actually one of the most profound philosophers on anxiety, and that he had a toolkit that's, well, shockingly relevant for our lives today? Let's dig into how this ancient poet might just hold the key to navigating our very modern world. So yeah, we're going to challenge that popular image of Khayyam as just some kind of hedonist. We're going to explore the idea that his famous calls to seize the day weren't just about pleasure. They were a radical and deeply thought-out response to the biggest anxieties of human existence, anxieties we are still feeling 1,000 years later. So who was this guy really? To get the power of his ideas, we have to go back in time. We need to see him in his world, because his entire philosophy was a direct answer to the life he was living and the ideas he was pushing back against. Okay, so picture this. It's 1048 in Nishapur, Persia. It's this bustling center of learning, and Khayyam is born. And he's not just a poet. The man was a true polymath. A brilliant mathematician and astronomer who helped create one of the most accurate calendars in history. But it was his short, 4-line poems, the Rubaiyat, that really wrestled with the biggest questions of all and made him immortal. And this is where Khayyam's thinking gets, well, incredibly modern. He basically nails what contemporary existential thinkers call the 4 great worries of life. These are those deep, nagging anxieties that are just part of being human, whether you lived in the 11th century or right now in the 21st. The first one, and maybe the biggest one, is the awareness of our own mortality. It's that simple, unavoidable fact that our time here is limited. Khayyam comes back to this theme again and again, this ticking clock that's sitting under every single thing we do. This verse just says it all, doesn't it? Khayyam saw that even the smartest, most successful people, the shining lights of their day, they all face the exact same end. They tell their story, and then they're gone. There's no way out of this dark night. The second great anxiety is this fundamental loneliness. It's that kind of chilling feeling that even with all our friends and family, we are, in the end, separate beings. We come into the world alone, and we have to leave it the same way, facing the biggest mysteries all by ourselves. He just captures that feeling of ultimate isolation so powerfully here. When he says you'll sleep without companion, without friend, without wife, he is tapping right into that deep human fear that once we're gone, we are truly and utterly on our own. It's a heavy thought. And of course, that leads right to the third anxiety, the search for purpose. If we live and then we die, and we do it alone, then what's the point of it all? Does our little blip of an existence have any cosmic significance, any lasting meaning? What's so amazing here is Khayyam's brutal honesty. There's no sugarcoating it. He looks up at this huge, silent universe and asks, did my being here change anything on a grand scale? And he gets no answer. The universe just seems completely indifferent to us, leaving us to wonder about the why. And finally, the fourth anxiety, which really flows from all the others, is freedom. See, if there's no grand plan, no pre-written script for our lives, then that means we are completely responsible for creating our own meaning. And while that sounds great, Khayyam knew it can also be a terrifying burden. This is where Khayyam makes his most radical move. To really get it, we need to look at the main philosophy of his time, which was built on this idea that there was a knowable, cosmic purpose for absolutely everything. The key word here is gayat. This was the idea that everything, from a tiny seed to a person to the stars in the sky, had a specific, ultimate purpose in a grand divine blueprint. And the whole goal of life was to figure out your place in that plan. But Khayyam, he rejected this completely. While all the great thinkers of his day were busy trying to decode that cosmic plan, Khayyam's view was that the plan, if there even is one, is fundamentally unknowable to us. And that was a revolutionary and frankly a dangerous thing to say back then. This verse is just stunning. He's saying, look, I can see the beauty and the design in myself, but I have absolutely no idea why I was made this way. He's not despairing, he's accepting the mystery. He's at peace with not knowing the ultimate why. Okay, so if we can't know the grand purpose, how are we supposed to live? Are we just left drifting? No. This is where Khayyam gets incredibly practical. He doesn't just leave us in a void, he offers a clear, actionable toolkit for living a meaningful life right here, right now.
His toolkit is basically built on 4 core principles. First, embrace this present moment because it's the only reality we ever actually have. Second, accept that everything, joy, sorrow, all of it, is temporary. And that's not cynical, it's just a realistic way to appreciate things. Third, since cosmic meaning isn't just handed to us, we have to create our own from real things, like friendship and kindness and knowledge. And fourth, live authentically. Khayyam really hated hypocrisy. And let's be super clear about this. This is not a call for reckless partying. Khayyam's philosophy is an ethical one. It's about finding joy not in just blind excess, but in being mindful, in genuine connection with other people, and in living a life that's based on reason and integrity. See? He wasn't some recluse focused only on himself. This verse shows his focus on community, on actively choosing joy over sorrow, together. It's a really powerful call for compassion and sticking together in a world that's so uncertain.
So, what kind of philosophy is this, really? I know it's easy to hear all this and think it's pessimistic, but it's actually the opposite. It takes a huge amount of courage to face uncertainty without flinching and to find meaning not in some far-off promise, but right here in the present reality. This comparison really highlights how unique his path was. Think of a writer like the great Russian novelist Fyodor Dostoevsky. He famously argued that we find meaning through suffering and faith, that belief is the only thing that saves us from despair. Khayyam offers a completely different way. He says you find freedom and peace precisely by letting go of the need for those ultimate answers and just embracing the beauty of the here and now. And if you need one quote to just perfectly sum up his entire philosophy, this is it. Don't waste your precious, limited energy on the sorrow of a world you can't control or fully understand. Instead, find your entire life in the richness of a single, happy, well-lived moment. And that leaves us with a final question to think about. In our own anxious times, filled with so much uncertainty, maybe Omar Khayyam was right all along. Maybe the deepest meaning isn't waiting for us in some grand cosmic answer, but it's right here, in the simple, fragile, and profound beauty of this very moment.